Hey everyone, so today looking into getting out this PowerShift transmission clutch pack here. So now that my last video talks about how I split everything, it was not the conventional way, so it talks about why in that video and what have you. But here I have the back of the transmission, and so in order to get this assembly out, I'm gonna unthread this oil line here, and then this piece is bolted in 3 places, and then this comes out, and then from there the manual says from the inside here we're going to drive out this bearing. So to get that bearing race knocked out in the back, we take out this shaft here. I'll set that down. And then we put a bar in here and go all the way to the back, and then we tap on that and it'll knock that bearing race out. And so here you can see the bearing race is out. I should not forget to mention on that retainer there was a metal shim, so want to keep that intact. And then now we can pull out this whole assembly here. Let's see if we can get this out here. May need to keep tapping it. Alright, so I had to keep tapping that shaft. And here we come. And honestly, that doesn't look too bad. We'll clean that up and that can be salvaged real easily. So now I think we're gonna take these bolts out here and lift that assembly out. And we'll go from there. So I missed a step somehow in the manual, but this PTO gear comes out, and then with it is this gear here that slides out, and it's got all these little roller bearings in here. Looks like they come out with it, so that could be interesting. We don't want to lose one of them or mark them up. So here is that PTO gearing that came out, and to get this out I just had to keep pulling and wiggling because this is a tight fit, not super press fit, but just tight. And of course, when that came out, those things went everywhere. I counted them. I believe I have them all. So now on to getting that Planetary pack out. All right, here we have it. We got this PowerShift assembly out. I couldn't come up with a good way to lift it like the manual, kind of lifting under this lip and under this back lip here. So you can see what we did. I used a pry bar and I kind of leveraged it up a little bit, enough to get this chain and bolt on the 2 diagonal corners, and we just lifted it out of there. Since we had a long pipe available, we just put a long pipe through here, and me and my father-in-law just lifted it out of there. Alright guys, so I'll be honest with you, it's been like a month and a half since that last clip. I just haven't really had any time to get to this tractor. I did one time try and get these centers off, and it was to no avail. And so went back at it tonight with a little more vigor, and boy was it a pain, even doing it like you're supposed to. So on the wedges, had the 2 bolts push in, and then I kind of made my own tool to hit on the wedge. You can see the pipe wasn't big enough, so we cut it in half and basically expanded it. That actually worked pretty well. So this was the center that was already cracked, and the threads to push the wedge off got boogered up somehow, probably my fault. So they were useless. So since this was cracked and junked anyway, we just took a torch, cut that little bit. That is all that was left of this hub that wasn't cracked on this side. So we took a torch to it, chiseled it, split it, and that wedge came right out. This one just took a lot of torque and a lot of banging, and eventually that one's off. I forgot to mention this one, it may be hard to tell, but that gear in there is pretty well broken. It's not a fresh brake, so nothing we did. And then in this one over here, you know, as you can imagine, it was just a little rusty, but it wasn't rotating. I think the shaft is seized in it. So we'll have to drive that out or free that up. Kind of amazing, even, I don't know, it's just the added weight of those, I don't know what the real name for them is, kind of step down housings or what, but this skid loader, this is a TL8R2, was struggling just to hold that rear end there with those centers on it. I mean, that is one heavy assembly right there. Really took us by surprise. And like I said, I'm not talking hydraulic capacity, but you know, thing wanting to dip forward. So I know it's been a long time since I've had a video on this, so I think I'm going to end the video here. I don't know when I'm going to get back to this anyway, again, for a couple weeks. I hope to start taking these off here and kind of take the rest of this and trying to get out this differential since this is still locked up. I have a video kind of started taking out the C1, C2 clutch assembly for the PTO. That is going okay. So you'll see some more videos on that. Even though it was, the belly of it was kind of in rust, everything internal to it looked pretty good. But anyway, we'll save that for later. If any of you are working on a project, 4020, anything like that, the old tilt 2-cylinder, feel free to email me at danielfarmchannel@gmail.com. Would love to see what you guys have been up to. I've had a few people email me their projects and tractors, so it's kind of cool to see what's out there and what everyone's working on. So you all have a good night. Sorry I'm not making more progress on this, and this time of year it's just issues with time. But yeah, so have a good day. Catch you all later.